Alright, so a lot of people have approached me on my YouTube video where this engine was first installed in July of last year. So far it's been running wonderful, have had no problems. It did backfire a little bit this morning when I went to crank it up, which was first time. It's very unusual. However, one of the main questions I keep getting is how to wire it up. What I did is I referred to the manual pamphlet that came with this. In the back of the unit, the paperwork, it shows where the wiring harness is. You know, this color is this color is that, this color is that. This lawnmower is a 17-year-old John Deere. It is a GT 235. It has a GT 225 parts throughout it. The LX series are very similar. This one's just a little bit more heavy duty built. However, the wiring harness is extremely similar. I'm almost positive the color coding of the wiring is exactly the same. What I chose to do, because my plug from the engine factory would not match up with the plug that comes on the John Deere versus you can go either way, either this plug or this plug. It would not, the factory one would not snap into it. The later models, the LA series and whatnot, I believe they have the correct connector where they just snap right in. The issue with that is that those motors tend to still be running in good condition. The older ones, they're wore out. So what I did is I referred to that manual and the colors that I went through, and I just matched them up with my harness, just using a simple test light. You can ground it on the frame. You know how to use a test light. Everything's good. I should not have to tell you how to do that. On the pamphlet, it claims, and I'm looking on my wife's phone, so just bear with me because I don't have the pamphlet with me. It's up in storage. But it claims that the yellow wire is a solenoid wire for the carburetor. So that one should be, I believe, receiving power whenever you turn the power on. I do know that this black wire going into the red here is a positive wire to the engine. It actually separates in the plug and goes to two separate connections, but what I did is I just eliminated it and made it go into one wire, and this one receives DC. Now on my mower, it's got DC full time. Whether I've got the switch off or the switch on, it's just continuously powered. The oil pressure switch is the blue wire, and this should be a grounding wire. On the original frame, it was a green wire that went over to the switch over here on the side of the engine. On this wiring harness, it comes out as a blue wire. So I connected the blue to the green. The black wire off of the original, or the harness from the engine, is the magneto stop. Now this is most important. You do not send power to this wire. A lot of people tend to make that mistake thinking, oh well, if the spark plugs need power in order to generate the electricity to cause them to work. That's not the case. They generate their own power off of the system built into the engine. So this wire, whenever you get ready to shut down the engine, it grounds on this white, and it causes this wire to ground the engine and shuts the engine down appropriately. So those four wires, simply put, you've got your DC power full, which is the red to the black on my series, but it'll be red as DC full power, and it's continuous on my mower, and I've had no problems out of it, and now I've been running it for almost a year now. Black is the ignition stop, so when you press that, it comes down to a complete stop. The blue wire is your oil pressure switch. It should be just a grounding wire, so it will sense on the dash. Mine has a light, so that way it senses if the power goes or the oil pressure goes down. So I put the blue to the green, and the yellow is the carburetor fuel solenoid, and I've connected it to the original red wire on my frame. I hope this helps. I hope this gives y'all a little bit of insight so you can get your engines up and running. If there's any more questions, just comment below and I'll do what I can to give you more help. Thanks.